Trash to Cash podcast. Kevin, we're starting the show now.
Okay.
Ready?
Sorry.
Put your pants on, Kevin.
Episode between 100 and 200. How's it going? I'm Dave, the ADH guy. And with me, as always, we've got Carrie, American Arbitrage, and
What's up,
Kevin,
guys?
Common Wealthy.
So much money. Just too much.
A lot less wealthy this week. I had to pay the accountant, Dave.
Dude, he sent me an $1,800 bill. What did he send you?
A lot more than that.
Oh, good. I'm glad. So that means it's going to be more expensive next year is what you're telling me. Now that I'm an S.
Leveling up.
He had to deal with some extra stuff to make sure I got that solar tax
the
credit
offshore
and
bank accounts.
Yeah, Bahamas account and
secret brothel.
He's got a side hustle.
When did we originally sign up with Jelly Smack? Was that 21 or 22?
22. Late 21?
Late 21. Okay.
Late 21 maybe? 22?
That was
something like that. I got a lot more videos out of them you did, and those videos do well.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, not really great content. I don't think.
No, it's terrible content.
But hi,
what kind of podcast is this? What's up,
Carrie? Carrie, how come when we started the show, pre-show, we have this meeting, right? And pre-show, Carrie was super emo. What was going on there?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know? I was in the middle of a panic attack. I'm sorry.
My God.
I don't know, man. I just was having a panic attack.
Was it the shirt?
Was it the shirt?
Was it my shirt? My shirt?
Yeah.
No. I was just stressed out before the podcast, man. I was just stressed out.
What are you drinking?
I stopped drinking caffeine a couple hours ago, so that should help.
A couple hours ago, I quit. I quit a couple hours ago.
No, I meant for the day. No, I drink caffeine every day.
I thought you were
there wasn't really any reason per se. I don't think it was more like I forgot we had the meeting maybe, and then that kind of just went. Whoa, I was already kind of trying to get something done. So maybe
I just like to leave Dave alone with people in meetings. It's always fun to see what's going to happen.
Carrie, I mean, listen, you have to really set your expectations of what our expectations of you are.
Yes, you have no expectations of me. I understand.
So why would we be upset when you don't show up? Carrie's oh no, they're gonna care. No, we didn't care.
Hey, Carrie, I got some good news for you.
Yeah,
my dad says that American Arbitrage guy's showing up in my Facebook feed all the time now.
There we go. It's working. Good. It's working.
Now, finally, you're hitting that audience.
Yeah, no, the Facebook stuff
Kevin's
is crazy.
80, his dad's got to be, 106? 107? How old is Pops?
My Pops is 67, maybe 68.
That's the wild thing, because his parents are young, per se, for his age.
Younger than him.
My dad, if he was still alive, would be 85. Right?
I make him mow my grass.
Yeah, he'd be 85 if my dad was still alive. My mom's 83, 82 or something.
Nice.
So,
you talked to Mama today?
Mother's Day? I texted her.
Mother's Day, Mom.
She seemed good.
I texted her too. She said thank you for the well wishes. So
I talk to my mom most days. Do you guys talk to your moms often?
I was at my mom's house this afternoon, and I go yard selling with her quite often. And sometimes I don't know if she's talking to me or her cell phone. Pretty often, actually.
When I drive past my mom's house on the way into Bedford, I honk the horn at her twice, and she knows it's me. So.
Well, Carrie, weren't you with me and my mom, and you don't know when she's talking to you or her Bluetooth? Because she's got her little hearing aid.
Yeah, no, I remember vividly her talking about medical stuff. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Your mom's a hoot.
I went to a yard sale with her yesterday, right? We were at this yard sale, and we're inside a garage. It's a pretty quiet, subdued yard sale. It's there's not a lot of action going on. It's little elderly people, and they're walking around quietly. The sellers are in there. It's a very quiet yard sale. My mom, she's always on her little Bluetooth headset, which is literally it's her hearing aid, Kevin. Okay, it's her hearing aid is her Bluetooth. That's what
I know. My dad's same.
Which
thing.
means generally if you have a hearing aid, a lot of times you look crazy because you look like you're talking to yourself because they're invisible and you're just walking around talking. So not everyone you see is crazy. Sometimes they're on Bluetooth. Well, so she's always on and off the phone. You never know if she's talking to you or the phone. We're in this garage, and I'm a couple feet away from her, and I hear her go, "David!" It's really loud. She yells my name, "David!" I'm like, "Yeah, Mom. Yeah." I give her a look, "Yeah, I hear you, Mom. Yeah." She's like, "Come here." I go towards her, And when I get to her, she doesn't quiet down. She's like, "You should buy this. It sells for a lot on eBay. You wouldn't believe it. Check this out. $30 on eBay. You definitely should buy it. You can make a good profit." I'm like, "Mom, shh." What? What did I do wrong? I always do something wrong. I'm like, "You're yelling." She's like, "I'm not yelling." I'm like, "I'm yelling in the garage about how much money I can make." She's like, "Okay, but you need to buy it to sell." It turns out she was on the phone with her sister, so she's trying to talk over her sister, like maybe I can't hear her over her sister, like a kid with headphones.
Like you can hear her sister when it's in her earbud.
Can't hear her sister.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
It's a lack of reality.
I'm like, I'm not gonna buy him now. She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because it's so awkward." Because like everyone,
you might as well try.
I looked around. Everyone in the garage is looking at her like. Like, she's gonna sell it.
When I go with my dad, I talk to the camera all the time, and so he's answering what I'm saying. He thinks I'm talking to him constant, and I'm like, "Pop, I'm not talking to you." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But it never stops. He does it the next time. Although this year it's been better so far. So good job, Pop.
That's good. But yeah, that was pretty funny. And I played it back for her in the car, and she was like, "Oh wow."
She didn't realize at all.
No, she didn't. And I told her, I said, "When I edit that, Mom, I'm cranking you up to 11 in the volume. Like, I'm gonna make it sound way worse." She's like, "You better not." I'm like, "Oh,
you will."
Yeah.
I saw you put her in a thumbnail and your wife in a thumbnail, same thumbnail.
That was Aunt Yeye. That was Aunt Yeye.
That was somebody else? What?
My mom's twin sister, yeah.
Oh, that's your mom's twin sister was in that.
Yeah, like literally, like that was like moderately staged, honestly, because everyone keeps saying, "How's Yeye?" Because Yeye got in a big accident. I think we probably talked about it on the show where she like ran over herself with her car like a year ago. Kevin's frozen actually.
Oh, I thought he was about to laugh or
so
like
stoic.
fart.
He's like, it's like a mid laugh. Oh, I hear his voice. Oh, it's so sexy when he does that moaning. You hear that moaning?
It's always awkward moaning. Yeah. Whoa. Wait, is he doing that or
when
you?
I get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, he got like he's got dad noises, tons of dad noises.
He does. He's old.
He's still frozen. Oh, there he is. He's moving again.
There he's back. He's back. He's back.
He's moving. We see you now, Kev. Anyways, but everyone keeps asking, "How's your aunt? How's your aunt? We haven't seen your aunt," things like that. And so I literally called her and I said, "Hey, can you come meet us at this community sale just so people can see you're okay?" And she's like, because it was near her house, so she's like, "All right, I'll come out." She came out. She was in the video for like 5-10 minutes, but it was not. People are excited to see her up and walking. She was like potentially going to be paralyzed from the accident, and she's good. Yeah.
Okay. We haven't talked about Kevin's already got like a Wallen replacement dog that he's training to take Wallen's place. Is that correct?
It's like the YouTubers that have kids because they got to keep the YouTube channel going on for kids.
You're going to need to get on that too. I don't know if
you have more animals
aging out.
Yeah, Turner's aging out. He kept them chubby cheeks a lot longer than I thought he would.
Yeah, now he's starting to look like a teenager, and then you're boned at that point. You're not going to be able to make any money
what?
Kids screwed.
Oh, okay.
There's other ones.
Gosh. Oh man! Speaking of, I was at a sale. Oh my gosh, Dave! I remember I talked to you about jewelry, right? So I go up to this sale, and I'm going up the slope to this hill, and I'm like, I don't want to like stand crooked looking at this table. I'm going to walk around. So I walk around. While I walk around the table, a guy comes up and grabs a bag of jewelry. Oh. And I'm watching it. I didn't see it when I was walking up the slope, but I would have saw it as soon as I got to the other side. No, and the lady says, "Oh, that's all gold," which it's not all gold, right? But she says that, and I'm like, "What?" And the guy's like, "Oh, I wish it was all gold," and because it was boxes of stuff, you know. Okay. Like, there's no way that's all gold. There's just no way. And he's like, he starts to dig through it, and immediately, how much is it? For the whole bag, right? Yeah. So he immediately found something.
Yep.
Right. And
he has to play it more cool. Wow, $8.
Like, $8. And I'm like, what have I missed out on? What have I done? And so
Evan looks like an AI monster. Like AI can't really give him normal facial features. He's just like he's just amorphous blob.
He's kind of smooth up here, as I assume he's smooth down there as well. Yeah,
like a Ken doll. Like I don't know. Your internet is terrible. We can hear him, and I think that's the more important part.
He's doing. Is it not
audio?
Oh, it's horrible. Like you literally look like an amorphous blob. Like the man in the spandex outfit, like fully like red spandex.
He's basically going to do the Orson Welles segment he's going to do just the radio portion of this, and then we'll do visual, audio, and visual.
Did you do the card show, or that's next weekend?
That's next weekend, man. I'm heading out to California.
Dude, how about that little secret podcast episode we did this week? That was pretty good.
Super secret podcast that I don't think anybody knows about. We did put some time
Kevin didn't even know. Kevin, have you listened to any of the secret podcasts?
I felt like it was the best one so far.
I listened to most of the one with Dan. I'm not going to listen to you. I can't do it. It's like I can't. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll listen.
Can you fix your headphones now? Your picture looks good, but you got to unplug, replug.
Yeah, you got to just fit. This is a How many episodes have we been in, Kevin?
140 or something ridiculous like that.
Hey,
did it right.
Hey, sorry. I didn't even get to tell my jewelry
express
story.
your disappointment in the comments down below. Okay, finish your
jewelry.
Let
everyone know.
$8.
So I see at the bottom of the bag, there's all these boxes. At the bottom of the bag are loose rings. And they looked like, it's tough. It's in the bottom of the bag. I don't know. But there was looked like wedding bands in there. Women's wedding. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was on tilt for 3 yard sales after that one.
Do you not wear your
Lynchburg?
Do you not wear your wedding ring, Kevin? I don't see you even have one.
I don't have one
either.
Oh, look at you guys.
I'm too fat again. I got to lose 10 pounds.
I can't even get my ring off. That's why I've worn this for 20 years. I literally cannot get it off.
Just cut the finger off.
Well, I can get it cut off. The ring cut off. And the finger, either way.
Kevin, I heard there was an excellent community sale in Lynchburg this week that no other pickers showed up to, Brandon said. He said he felt like there was no pickers out at all this weekend in Lynchburg. He's like, no one went picking. I was the only one out.
Did he do good?
Yeah, he did really good.
Yeah. Well, you know why nobody went?
Why did no one? Mother's Day?
Because there was a massive one in Roanoke. Massive.
Well, he did great in Lynchburg because he said there was a community, I guess, that had a sale a month ago, and it was sucky, and they had another one this time. Yeah. And this time it was actually good. And he thinks people went to the first one and were like, oh, I'm not going back there. And this time it was actually really good. And
I'm almost certain it was Farmington.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty sure. I go to this one in Roanoke every year, but I did not go last year. And I'm like, I'm going to go this year.
Okay.
And did pretty good. I would have done a lot better. There's two picks that I missed out on. My buddy got one of them. And then the ring one, which was probably good. Mm-hmm. But I'm not certain it was good. But I would be shocked if it wasn't good. That guy was he had no money.
Yeah.
He was a vendor down the road, and he was just going around trying to find stuff, whatever. And he's like, I didn't bring my cash, and he was gonna do anything. He was calling people, bring me cash. He was gonna Venmo.
$8?
He's like, you gotta put this back. Yeah, he had no money.
Why are you at a sale if you don't have $8?
Because he left it at his booth with probably somebody who was selling his stuff.
It would have made a great video to be like, I'll give you 20, man, right now. I'll give you 20.
You should have. That would have been the ultimate Scrooge McDuck move right there.
Dude, how would you feel if somebody did that to you?
Oh, I'd be furious.
I considered giving him the $8, to be honest with you.
Yeah, be like, yo, I'll give you the $8 if you let me pick one item.
For all the times you felt emasculated, that'd be a time to feel powerful. It would be beautiful.
Yeah.
What I should have done is told the people. Well, he wasn't going to let the bag out of his hand anyways. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't putting that down. Yeah. There's no way.
How did he pay? Did you say how he paid for it? What did he do?
So he went back into his car. He he's like, can I hold the bag when I go back in my car? He didn't even want to put it, whatever. And there was a kid sitting in his car. And he scrounged up a few bucks and got, change out of the car and got to $8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, for me, yard sales are winding down. There's no other way to say it. It's literally getting to be a struggle. I'm on the struggle bus here in Florida. People just aren't. And I don't know if it's because it was Mother's Day, but last weekend it was rough. This weekend is rough.
This is when everybody else is gearing up, in the regular part of the United States.
It's so weird. And
I had a big one. We had big community sales here in Vegas as usual.
Really? Well, we also last week we had a heat wave and it was 95 to 97 pretty much every day. It was 100 degrees. It was just it felt the real feel or whatever was 104 almost every day this week. So I think that could have just made people say there's no way I'm doing a yard sale this weekend. So next weekend we could have a resurgence, but I'm just kind of in the acceptance phase of yard sales are winding down. Flea markets, I was watching Deal Me In's Webster. It was insane. There was no vendors there. There was nobody. at the Webster this last. Take my brother because he's in town. And I'm like, dude, it's not even worth driving the 2 hours. There's no one there, so I'm not going to be doing the flea market. I can't go on Memorial Day because that's Callie's birthday. Bad timing, Dave. You know.
Yeah, you should have thought that through.
Have a kid on May 27th, so
you should have. You should have been thinking better. Like, what would it have been? Like 2010? Yeah, somewhere around then. You should have been thinking. No, 14. Yeah. I don't even know time very well. But
yeah. But no, Kevin. I mean,
still think 10 years ago is 2010.
I think my last big one will be the Browns in January or in June. I might even go camping over there so I can like wake up a little later and just in the pop up with the family, just go to the Browns. My whole family likes the Browns at this point, so it's like become a family event. And then I was thinking about hitting up the 301 because Tina wants to go up and pick up her mom from West Virginia. And so like I was telling her, I said, we could all drive up to Raleigh. I could pick, you and the kids could go get Mary and bring her back down. And then we could drive home after the 301. Like I might just get an Airbnb near the 301 and do that because, you know, she wants
you'd pick Raleigh and then the 301 1 week and then the next week, or are you talking about doing it all together? I'd
probably just do the 301. You know.
Well, last year you wanted to pick Raleigh on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean that's tempting too. That is. Yeah. I don't know. All I'm saying is like going because Tina really wants to go get her mom and bring her back down because her mom can't drive down, so she wants to go get her mom and bring her down to hang out with us for a few weeks. And I was just trying to think of a way like where because it was right around that time. I went and looked at the calendar. I was like, that's literally when the 301 is. So maybe I can go to that. So if you're there, Kevin, we could pick together.
Yeah, I've got a vacation planned, but it starts that day. So I'm not telling everybody we're on vacation.
What state, Kevin?
South Carolina.
Okay.
Well, just what? Yeah. Then we could look up the different nudist beaches and colonies.
Find all the nudist colonies in South Carolina.
Find the swinger convention that week.
Yeah, exactly. We could figure it out. We can figure it out from
there. Man, I love it. I love it. How are your sales? Mine collapsed.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yesterday. Oh my god,
they've been terrible for a week for me. It's been really brutal.
What's bad is I got ahead in videos, so I've been like 5 days out on videos. And the last video that I did that's coming out tomorrow, but yesterday, if you're watching this, it was insane sales, insane. So I'm gonna be out there like, oh, look at all these sales, and then everybody's gonna be like,
but when is that like a week ago you recorded that or?
Yeah.
This last week, these last 7 days have been absolutely terrible for me. I was like, honestly, I was even gonna like, I think I titled my video that for Friday, like, where are all the eBay sales on Flipper? But in the video, I'm like, actually, I got saved because like last minute, I got like 7 sales right before I went to record.
See, that's what happened to me. So I literally went like 22 hours, not one sale. Not one sale, and then I sold 7 items in 1 hour.
Yeah,
and then it went dark for 24 hours, and before we came on, I sold 4 things.
See, it's
like what?
I never experienced that because I always have at least like 3 or 4 or 5 card sales seriously. That like so I'll never
every minute or every hour.
No, like I mean like every day, every single day. I have 8,400 listings, so. But then, I mean, like, we had a lot of good... I mean, Dawn and me have been selling a ton. And, like, not as many cards because I haven't been focusing, and neither has she. But she never focuses on cards.
I sold more the week that... Well, first of all, Carrie, it's not that I didn't have a sale in a day, you know, the little chart thing. It just was literally, like... I had all those sales at, like, 5, 6 o'clock. And then today it was, like, 6, 7 o'clock, and they all came in. It was just like, what is going on?
Weird.
I also hadn't been listening the last 2, 3 days either.
You can't trust it.
Well, I don't know. Look, I'm not conspiracy, but it was just odd to have. I haven't had a day without sales, and I think I've had one. And it was because I accidentally shut my store down, like where you wouldn't accept sales in like 5 years.
Spider-Man.
It was
you
weird.
You can flip that Spider-Man right there for $1,000. Can you put a little sold listing, Dave, in post?
Yeah.
I want to start doing that just periodically throughout the live.
Now? Yeah, Tekken was the subject of the last secret episode. Let's not do the Tekken episode number 2. We already talked.
No. What? Okay, I'll be quiet.
All good things, Tech. All good things.
Do you have more members? Did you get more members because of this?
I don't know.
I didn't see any.
I don't even know how to check
I'm not all about the money like you, Kevin.
Please. He's the one that started this stupid thing.
Listen.
All right.
Carrie, remember the space pen I bought? Remember we went to that yard sale and it was like a young lad running it? And I bought the space pen that sold for $45.
Nice, man.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
I sold a Ralph Lauren shirt today for $40. I sold a comic con shirt from like 20 years ago for $50. We sold
Yeah.
a Louis Vuitton glasses. Louis
I don't know how to say it.
Louis Joey Vuitton glasses case for like $45 today.
Sticker.
And Don got mad at me because I accepted the offer. But I'm hardcore. I posted it at 75 because Don told me to post it around there, and I'm like, I felt like that was too high. Somebody offered 45, and I took it, and then Don was like, you shouldn't have took that. Don't accept things. I'm like, I messed up, my queen, and then it was okay.
Well, is that like the thing?
Or she's still mad at me. One of the two.
When both people in the relationship are pickers, is this something a lot of people have to deal with like
that's
their
a good question.
SOs
Is that it?
jacking up their price?
No, that is the thing. We just discussed this a little bit more
Brandon
thoroughly.
told me Jen does it all the time.
No,
he'll list something, she'll go in and she'll pump up the price, and he'll be like, "There's no comp to support it." She's like, "It'll sell for that." And a lot of times
she does that a lot. No, like Dawn is right all the time. You guys know this. I don't understand it. But like this, we had a discussion, and by a discussion, Dawn told me what we're gonna do from now on, which is, obviously if it's a card, I handle it. If I find it and post it, I handle it, and if she finds it and posts it, I'm not even supposed to know it exists. And if I even say anything about it, I'm
and
out.
if it sells, she ships it.
So land the plane though.
Period.
Land the plane. What were you gonna say?
I
about
can't
her
land
and
a-
her pricing.
Oh well, no, she's like more like she's higher priced than me, and a lot of times
increasing stuff.
Heather does that too.
Yeah, I think I'm very aggressive. Like I don't wait for things to sell in the middle of the market. I look at what the sales are, and then I find the lowest one on the market and I undercut it. And I've done that for 13 years. I've done that.
And
my
then
whole
Dawn
time.
goes in and jacks up the price, or
If she
triples the
knows-
shipping.
I'll make it on the back end,
Or both.
No, but like that's how I've always done it. I've never changed that up. I don't.
Yeah.
I realize now that a lot of people don't do it that way. And it's
I
weird
think,
to me.
and I mentioned this on Flipper the other day. I'm like, when people need money, they're willing to take less on stuff, and I see so many more auctions and stuff. Got to get it sold now, and got to, I mean, whatnot, and live selling too. Same deal, right? And that hurts the overall market. I'm not criticizing people who do it. I mean, you need money.
Sounds like
You
you
need
are.
money. No, I'm not. But it is something that people got to think about. And if we get into that point where people outside of the reseller space start to become resellers to make some, not start to become resellers, but sell off stuff they have, which makes them a reseller, I suppose. They are much more willing, if they can sell something for $20 at a garage sale, to take a lower price than people like us who are selling.
To me, it's all about what I paid, and obviously it typically
base.
happened. And the base of what?
It's all
of base?
about that base.
It's all about
Oh yeah, no treble, of course. Yeah, duh. That was implied in what I was saying.
I hear people say that, Carrie, and I know you're like that, and I know, like John flipping it, he says it. To me, what I paid for something at a certain point means nothing to me. If the market is what the market is, that's just what it is.
Well, and for me, what I paid for something is what I can't remember. I don't know what I paid for that.
There you go.
All Dave knows is it's less than what he sells it for.
All I know is that I paid more than it's selling for. That's all I know for sure.
I had a Dave weekend too, so I was pushing myself, going to this sale, making sure I was buying stuff. And I bought some stuff like I think I overpaid a little for, and I'm not usually the person. Well, I bought a bunch of those DC Multiverse figures, which I know aren't amazing. The gold label, the McFarlane ones. I paid like $3.75 a piece. They're not great. I'll make a little money, but I got some plushes with them. This is a good bolo for you guys to look out for. They're Yu-Gi-Oh! Exodia, which is like the like the Egyptian guy from like he's on all like the boxes and stuff, especially the vintage stuff. That's like a $40, $50, $60 plush, and I got them for like $8 a piece. Not bad.
That's a pretty big range, Carrie. 40, 50, 60, huh?
Well, like that's the thing.
It's a $30
the low right,
range.
60 to Dawn, 40 to
well,
Carrie.
the low is $59.99, and a lot of people are asking in the 80s, but there's no recent solds. It has a lot of watchers already.
That's like
so
that book I found, where it's like hard to say. I get you.
So I like to anticipate a little less than the low.
Well,
which is
here's
60.
the problem with this whole eBay price matching stuff that's going around, which I don't know enough about to even be talking about at this point, but I'm gonna. Have you heard about this?
No.
No,
Yeah,
no.
sort of. They talked about it on some podcast, but I zoned out. It was some sort of weird price matching thing. Can you explain it to me?
Yeah.
Like I'm 5?
Well, I wish I could, but it's a little too vague right now for me
You're
to
not a
really
good
go
teacher,
into
I
without looking stupid. But I'll try. What?
Nothing.
You
What?
weren't good at teaching. That's why you quit.
Not
No,
good at
shut up.
teaching.
All right,
Well,
here
that's
we
what
go.
we
So,
heard.
Fired.
I think it was Josh
did get
Gall
fired, allegedly.
who he was talking to John. I didn't get fired. I
We
wish
don't
I
know
got
that,
fired.
though.
Too boring.
I tried to get fired. I tried. The last
I'm an
couple of
Emmy
years,
winner,
I'm just
Kevin.
I
like,
love
I'm
that.
doing whatever I want.
Protect it.
You're talking to Emmy winner. David
My
Bradbury.
brother comes into my garage. He's like, "Dude, is that a real Emmy?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You never told me you won an Emmy." I'm like, "Yeah."
Wait, they sent you the. I thought they just gave you a paper. You have an
It's the
actual
paper,
physical
the
trophy.
paper Emmy. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the paper
a
one.
paper
But still,
Emmy.
you're impressed by it.
Egomaniac.
Sorry,
You
Kevin,
just
go
print
ahead.
that
Go
on
ahead.
your.
No, I
computer.
don't even know if I want to get
You're gonna
Yeah, just-
explain to us this price matching thing.
So,
Somehow they're gonna force
First
you
of
to
all, I
price
don't
match
know
after
how many
someone
people.
buys.
Yes, after someone buys, and that's there's so much that I don't quite know if it's 24 hours, 48 hours. Where if they cancel if they cancel their thing, and the reason they select to cancel it with eBay is that they found a better price on something, then they send that message to the original seller saying, "Hey, they found a better deal. Would you accept the deal that they found,
So just say
supposedly
no.
found?"
If everyone says no, then then people will stop even trying to do it.
Well, you have a way of simplifying everything, and I have a way of over analyzing everything. There's so many things.
Yeah, I don't
here.
even know what's happening. So I'm.
So if you take,
I'm just happy to be here.
so
I'm
why
happy
would
to be
eBay
here.
do this?
I'll forget
I
we
wrote
talked
myself-
about this in an hour, so that's all good.
I wrote myself some notes on it, so I'm going to do a video.
Oh,
but
God.
So you're
I'll
saying I'm
give a
oversimplifying
couple pieces.
it. I'm oversimplifying it by
I-
saying just never accept them. That's
Well, when
what I
you're
would
a
do.
history teacher, you always ask yourself why. Why? Always. I always analyze it. So why is eBay doing this thing? And you combine it with this idea of giving this money back to the shipping, overpriced shipping, giving that discount to the
very
buyer. They're clearly
Socratic of
trying to become more competitive price-wise in the market. To me, that means they're losing market share. Which means they have to be, if they're losing market share, that'll hurt their
Bonanza.
stock.
Dibbed it.
Dipped
Hey,
it.
Bonanza.
Cutting in.
$600 in sales this week.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
Kevin, we're promoting Dibbed it.
save
bro.
me.
Dibdit.com.
Dibdit.com. We had, let me tell you,
Dibdit.com.
we got tons of sales over there. What do we sell?
Yeah.
How much do we sell this week?
We have
Anyway,
a seller.
whatever.
We have a seller that isn't us. That's almost made $1,000 this month. On
This month,
Dibdit.com.
selling on Dibbed it almost 1,000.
Dibdit.com.
That is pretty impressive. Yeah.
It's not
That
bad.
is impressive.
No,
So-
That means
Kevin,
we're slowly
here's the
getting
thing.
rich.
I have a different take. I believe your take is
I
fine.
haven't even given you my take
It's
yet.
valid.
You just said that you think their sales. I'm interrupting because you're going long. You're going long.
Yeah.
You can come
All
back
right,
in.
all right,
Let's
all
just give them
Okay.
a break from your droning
All
voice.
right. All
So, my take is as follows. My take is they looked at the data, and there's lots of people that cancel orders, and when they cancel the orders, they say found a better price. And
Mhm.
eBay's like, man, we might be able to have less canceled orders if we let the seller know, hey, you can save this sale. And then it gives the seller a chance to save the sale. eBay gets that commission from the sale. So don't you think that would
But
be...
you're assuming a couple things. You're assuming that
You
they
are
found
too.
this better price. Well, that's I will
Yeah.
concede
You know what
that.
happens
That's-
when you assume, guys?
Well, you're
make
assuming
an
that they found this
assume out
better
of me.
price. They found this better price outside of eBay.
Yes, I am assuming that. But not
And-
necessarily. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Okay,
They may or may not have.
The issue I've heard from some folks is after you make the sale, they will show the buyer other items like that item
Yeah.
that are a better price.
Amazon does that too.
Yeah.
Amazon does. Like I've
Right.
ordered something and then I see the same item like from a different seller for cheaper, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I should have just bought this one. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And I'll cancel
So-
the Amazon order and I'll buy the other one.
All right. So I got 2 points. You already got me totally screwed up, but I'm going to make the first point here
Very
first.
old. Hard for him.
Amazon or eBay, if they are losing market share, and if that's why they've made both of these decisions, the shipping discount back to the buyer, to make the overall cost lower, and this thing, which is where they're almost endorsing this idea of giving the better price to the person and making sellers compete more. If that's the case, eBay's losing money on those two things because they're getting less fees on both of those things because they're lower.
True.
So why would eBay do that? The only possible thing that goes through my mind is they are losing market share because there's two things that drive stock prices, and let's face it, that's what these bigwigs are getting paid to bump up stock
Yeah,
prices.
the big
That
wigs,
is true.
John.
Is
Like
profits
Powdered.
and market share. Profits and market share. Because if you're growing, if you're losing market share, it doesn't matter what your profits are. Your futures look a lot bleaker. And so I think they're balancing these two things out. But look, you know what, eBay, if you're listening, you know what would be really awesome?
They tuned out.
Oh, I think you're wrong. Anyway, well, maybe not to this podcast. But
Yeah, they're listening to other stuff, not this. They'll watch your well-articulated video about this in a week.
They will.
So, at any rate, what would be so simple to do is just stop doing the promoted listing thing. You think that's cost isn't getting paid? The people who are doing promoted listings and paying 10%, they're not putting their item out there at the same price as people who aren't promoting. They're bumping them up so that they cover some of that cost.
Yeah.
You just get rid of that. You don't have all these issues. Plus, you don't have pissed off sellers. Plus, that want to move somewhere.
It's getting fiery, folks. I mean, listen, I agree. I think everyone's kind of scared, and I'm not like the Whatnot fanboy, but I think Whatnot's scaring people because Whatnot is taking market share. They're the ones taking the market share.
Well, it's not just Whatnot now. I mean, I know we talk about District a lot and promoted.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Whatnot.
Like, it could be Dibdit. It could be,
I think it's a culmination of all.
How many people do you know? I guess we could use YouTube as a reference, and it's a little different because we have a following on YouTube. But how many people do you know on YouTube now that are focusing mainly on Whatnot that didn't even do it 3 years ago? We're only doing eBay. There's a lot of people
focusing mainly.
Harry
on
Tornado hasn't looked at the eBay app in 3 to 4 years minimum.
Oh, yes, he has.
He hasn't even. I don't even think he has it on his phone, allegedly.
Yeah, he actually has the Whatnot tattoo on his chest, like
I'm not
the world.
Personally, my business focuses everywhere, and I think that's smart. But for me personally, I'm focusing on eBay, which, hey, when you have 24 hours with no sales, it's like, what the heck?
Oh, I know.
What's going on, right? You get nervous.
Can we get some comments? Like, if you had weeks like me and Kevin.
Mine wasn't that bad. I got 19 sales this weekend, but I still had...
I had 19 sales this weekend, too. It woke up on Friday. But I'm saying this week proper, I had like 4 sales in 3 days. And it was like legitimately scary. It's weird how much like you rely on eBay, and it's just like you think it's going to just keep coming. But when it stops, it's like, oh, well, maybe I need... I was questioning everything. I was like, I need to turn on promoted listings. I need to do a coupon. I need to do a massive sale. Like, I was trying to like... scatter to figure out how to save my store, and it just kind of woke up on its own. Like, I did a coupon, but it did nothing, and then it just woke up on its own. It was really
I went
weird.
from this is like consecutive days: 480, 550, 440, 613, 655 to 163, 400, 300, 176. It's like, what the heck?
Okay, no, mine woke up on Thursday, so I'm going to tell you. Saturday, 221, which is, that's a fine day. It's not great, but it's all right, $221. Then Sunday of last week, $75. Then $70. Then $100. Then $0 on Wednesday. Literally zero.
Wow.
And then Thursday it wakes up with $600. $600 on Thursday. It was so weird.
I had the lowest I had this month. In the last 30 days, my lowest was 163, but that was 3 days ago. So it's like, wow. And I sold more when the store was shut down. Now, I agree with Carrie and the whole, whatever. So it's just a matter of when you have all these other platforms, you have a live platform, you have cross listing, you have all these different, we have Dibdit now. It's like, okay, you have those slow days. Instead of maybe pouring yourself into this one, because it'll come back, you just do what you typically do, and then you start selling on those other places to replace that income. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But
is it tax season? Because look, if you look at mine, April 12th, this is April, and my numbers were great in April. And then you look
most people got their money back in April,
And then you look at, May, it just died. Just completely. It's crazy.
Hey.
I'm showing.
So here's something I've been brainstorming. I've been thinking about this.
No, it's snorting.
No, I've been brain snorting this for a little bit, guys. I think I might be. This is, like sometimes you have like a truly original thought and it just inspires you and you want to do a video about it.
Incredible.
I feel like it's May, which is, I think, kind of the unofficial start of summer. Close, right? And I feel like the sales are going slower. I feel like they're slowing down.
The summer slowdown.
No, and I'm working through this right now. I feel like the sales are slowing down. Yeah. Yeah, I think
number 7 boxes is where he's going to land, I think.
No. You got to get those number 7s, guys, because quarter 4 is coming. That's where I was
on its way.
eBay. How soon? Have we already? Because I think people already started doing eBay summer slowdown videos.
Summer slowdown is here, guys.
Guys, they're coming. Every single person's Kevin's gonna have 6 of them. He's gonna have 6 eBay. Is eBay dead? And then he's gonna talk about Bonanza sale. And then
bananas.
A banana.
Well, I tell you, I got an interesting. I got 2
They're
interesting
going on a
messages.
trip.
One was, isn't it interesting how all social media resellers are doing amazing on eBay, which we just clearly said this week sucked.
Yeah,
right?
actually, yesterday was $29 on eBay for me.
I feel like you guys are both basically calling out your followers for not buying stuff from you this week.
Yeah, Kevin's
that's a
followers.
bunch of
Come buy
bull.
This
stuff
is
from
what
me,
I
Kevin's
feel like
followers.
because
I don't care.
it's really, if they're not buying from you, who is? So
That's
they're
Listen,
yeah.
I haven't had more.
I feel like you're scolding them.
I don't want to sound like I'm not complaining by any stretch, so don't take this the wrong way. But I
Feels
haven't
like
had
it.
more than like 3 or 4 viewer sales in a video in forever. The
Aw.
percentage of viewer sales is down. That's actually defending myself. So just
I'm sorry.
whatever. The second message I got was from a guy that said, "Hey, you know what I do? This is interesting. I might try this." He has a calendar, and every day he puts the total dollar amount of sales for that day. And then the next year, he compares it to the previous year. He's like, Mother's Day is one of the worst sale days of the year every year. And I'm like,
Really?
I don't know, whatever. It's interesting. And graduations and stuff. I don't know if all that's true, but it's interesting that people care that much about that little stuff.
So, what do you guys think? Do you think that they're implementing this new price match policy because their sales are down? Like, what's your opinion on it? Please comment. We need the engagement, but comment on my picker videos. I'm not getting very much engagement, so just let us know over on ADH Dave Picks.
Go to American Arbitrage Cards and let me know what you think.
Not on this
By the way,
channel. It's fine.
There's a difference between sales being down and market share. Because the overall online sale,
two words I don't understand, but go ahead.
Well, look, your sales could be up 10%, and your market share could be down 20%.
I get it.
Wait,
But
so
I
you
hope
could
the
be
people out
selling
there who have
10%
a
more,
brain
but
can
you're
listen.
selling less. So I
No.
understand market share with eBay, but how does that work individually? Seriously,
Market share is like the size of your audience that you're.
So if online,
but it's how you use the audience. It's not really about the size, correct? That's what I've been telling myself.
He's talking about eBay's market share, not his YouTube market share.
No, but as long as your sales are going up, what does the market share matter to you individually?
It matters. To me, it doesn't make a darn bit of difference.
eBay's
To
market
me,
share doesn't matter if your sales are going up. You're correct, Gary, but
thank you.
It does.
But
I
will
think
your
you're
sales
wrong.
go up if eBay's market share is down? That's the
No, but if
better-
eBay's market share goes down, it's because there's a competitor, and you gotta do this. Check this out. You gotta adapt.
Oh my gosh,
You're gonna have to adapt and go where the freaking sales are, and stop whining about the fact that eBay's
All right,
changing.
Kevin, you have 60 seconds. Talk. You won't say a word.
Go.
Reselling's been going up for forever. It's been going up. There's little bobbles here and there, but there will be more online sales next year than there was this year. It happens every single year. So what percentage of that increase is eBay getting? If they're getting a smaller and smaller percent of that increase, they're not the future, at least in the minds of investors. So even though your sales could be going up, it could be a smaller piece of the entire pie because the pie's getting so much bigger. And people want to bet on the next up-and-comer, stock-wise, which they can't do with Whatnot because it's not publicly traded, by the way. There, I was under 60 seconds.
Would you buy shares if it did become publicly traded? I think I would.
Of Whatnot? Heck yeah.
If
I
I'm
would
not
buy
IPO.
shares of dibdit.com because our growth rate is better than theirs, according to Ivan today.
Dude,
That's true,
you could
yeah.
you can invest in GoPro like I did like 2 years ago, and then like now it's worth a third of what I paid. It was awesome.
Lose it all. Lose
I
all that
learned
money.
how to lose all.
Investing 101 with Carrie. Buy,
I know.
Buy high, sell
IPO.
low.
Buy at the worst time and then
IPOs
just
are
hold.
usually a bad time to invest. Usually.
Yeah,
They're a bad time to
unless
invest.
it's
Not
maybe
always.
like Facebook. I think Facebook worked out in the end. didn't
There's
it?
usually a
social
dip
network.
after the IPOs.
Yeah.
A few days. There's usually a dip, but I don't know what I'm doing. So
Can I
Don't
thank
listen
our
to me.
wealthy as a Kevin tier Patreons and up? Brian
You
Big
should.
and Fun, Who Ate My Chips, Buffing the Stuff, Craig McLaughlin, Biggs Collectibles, Alexandria Pickers, Jake Ryder, CJ Benz Finds, The Flipper Skipper, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Picker, Brian Sempor Bill, Harry Tornado, Superhero Headquarters, Vintage
Love
Sport
them.
Flips, PaulsMerch.com,
Who's
ABC Matt, Razak Resale, and Logan Murky. Thank you guys.
Logan!
We appreciate it.
Who's the
Brian,
person-
I'm sorry I forgot to add your name at the end of the episode.
Who's
but
the
you
person?
Don't show
Have
up
we-
anymore.
have we found the person that we lost? Like we
Brian
haven't
Big
heard
and
from?
Fun.
No.
Logan's clearly gone. Sorry,
Okay.
Logan.
Yeah,
You should have called him
update.
to appear with your aunt.
No update from Logan, Murky County Picker.
We should make that a thing. It's been how many episodes
How
since
many
we've heard from
episodes?
Logan,
4.
and we
Where's
want to hear
Logan?
from.
You know what,
Logan.
Gary? I think you should do it. Oh, by the way, you owe us motivation.
I'm
Can you
doing
get
those
done?
tonight.
Okay,
I'll get them
okay.
tonight. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the
but if you
panic
could do,
attack.
maybe you could like sing one for Logan, even though he's not that tier. I feel like we owe him. because
just owe him.
We're just
Maybe
drafting his account, and he's
we
no
could
longer
just
with us.
bring him back to life like Evanescence.
Yeah, he's probably
Save me.
Carrie, have you been popping on Facebook or something? Because I've had you showing up on my feed, and you're now on my TikTok feed all the time again. You disappeared forever. It was Lady Arbitrage, and now you're back.
I wasn't really doing a lot of regular TikTok stuff on my main account as much as I had been, and I started back at it in earnest. And I've been posting to Facebook Reels again, which I hadn't been doing a ton, so that's probably why it is that I'm showing up.
Nice.
Putting in the work.
When are you going to Cali?
Next week, in like 5 days. But I'll be back like right before the show next week. So
okay.
But
yeah, we probably won't get a secret bonus episode this week, sadly.
No, I'll be here on Wednesday if you want to do it.
I know, my brother's here. I feel bad.
Just have him on it. Let's
that'd
talk with your brother.
interesting.
That would
That'd
actually
be
be a really cool secret.
And bring in Dawn, and they can just talk pipe fitting.
Yeah, just have them talk pipe fitting for an hour.
They're both done like plumbing type stuff, so they can just it's like plumber.
Let's talk about his TikTok and where the future is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
He had a couple good videos.
He did. He's not super passionate about it. He prefers to just not do it, but he also was like getting in trouble. People at work were noticing. TikTok's really good at recommending you to people you don't want to find you. It's frustrating. It's like my new TikTok with my feet. Like everyone is following me on there. It's like, everyone's found it again. I do sometimes just like think about doing a completely obscure, not in our normal niche TikTok account. I can't help but think about it sometimes. Like there's some ideas I have that I'm like, I can do that and just never tell anyone and just make some random TikToks.
I have one where it's like, but it's not visual, so it's not like I'll get in trouble. But I want to like do a rate my poop TikTok where I just talk about it and then rate it.
I'd watch.
And just I paint the picture so well that you
could you use AI to generate images?
Wasn't there like
actually be great, dude?
Yeah.
Or something where you rated the bathroom or you rated something that you were in or something. I remember my students doing this. Yeah. And they were, I remember because they...
The Rate My Professor, I remember that. Did they have that for high school teachers? You were probably...
Carrie.
That might have been why you were fired.
Yeah, I was on Rate My Teacher. Yeah, they would always rate.
What was your rating, Kevin?
Yeah, what was your rating?
It was great, and the other teachers hated me for it.
Were you the hot one at the school?
Were you on?
Well, when I was in my 20s, I was the hot one. Yeah, but once I got a little older, it was like, not so much. The moms liked me. That's for sure.
I didn't know they even had apps in the roaring 20s, but I guess they might have. Speaking of roaring 20s, I did find 20s.
I think he's a bit of a dewdropper.
I found a cool book, guys, of post-mortem photography. Be on the lookout for that stuff because book. It's called Sleeping Beauty, and it sells for like $200. I paid $1 for it, and it's just all pictures post-mortem. It's crazy.
If you can just find those pictures, they sell. Just like people, because they would do those
honestly,
pictures.
Like these are all like confirmed post-mortem, and some of these people look alive. Like they did a really good job of making them look alive, so it's hard to tell. I think a lot of the old pictures you find might be post-mortem, because of the technology.
I could be post-mortem right now talking about AI. They do a real good job.
That's true. Yeah, could you imagine all the technology of AI being used to put this dribble up?
I want you to get Dawn to watch this because I'm getting a little tired of the hair thing here.
I know. What it is you have somebody dyeing your hair that's really good at it.
I don't have anybody dyeing my hair. Dawn, every video I post, she's like, that's not real hair.
We know.
I love how Dawn just lives to troll Kevin.
She trolls
no one
that's
even
her favorite
sees
thing.
These comments she's putting. She's just going in there and she's his number one troll. Number one.
No, you got to remember.
Fake hair.
You got to remember, while I was, trying to wake up and go run a shop, Dawn was working as a pipe fitter in the union.
I do have a few grays right there.
That's where all mine are coming in, yeah.
Did Dawn have a plumber's crack?
I would hope
so. Well, yeah.
That's one of the privileges.
Anatomical.
Yeah,
but
that's
anatomical.
For a woman, maybe, I don't know. Maybe
you wear overalls typically when you're in the union, so it's a little harder for that.
Okay, so Wolfman Goodies asked a question over on the Patreon, guys. Join our Patreon if you want to see the secret episodes or be a part of our Discord or all these other cool things that you could be.
If they join membership on you, if they're on channel members,
channel members get access to the Discord.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Yep. They get not the Patreon, but they get access to the Discord,
of which I'm the only one who posts over there and talks to people.
I just posted in there 3 minutes ago. I posted Kevin smells like cheese. Hold on, let me go post that really quick.
Yeah. Let me look at my clock.
Wolfman's Goody said, "What is your favorite steak?"
No, here we go. Dave's going to be some fancy Japanese $300 steak.
Wagyu.
No, I don't think he means that. I think he means like cut of steak, like a ribeye, a New York strip. You know,
I like
honest,
prime
I don't
rib.
even know the difference.
I like
prime rib.
I usually
Prime
get
rib,
the
which isn't
ribeye,
steak,
though.
but I like
it's
prime
not
rib
really.
the best.
It is steak. It is actually a big ribeye.
Yeah.
Terry, did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
It's a big ribeye. They basically put in a smoker.
You know what I like?
and they cook it up to like medium.
Horseradish.
Rare,
Anything I
basically,
can have
with,
horseradish
Hey.
with, I love.
Horseradish. Raw horseradish. Holy moly, that's good.
Raw horse, which I'm
Raw
sure
horse.
you've tried, Kevin. It's also good.
Eat some raw horse.
On Mother's Day.
That was our Mother's Day treat, raw horse.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
Okay, so I think so. My favorite. Okay, so technically, ribeye is the best steak. Okay, and rib cap is the best of the best. It's the very top part of the ribeye. But if you give me some a skirt steak, perfectly cooked and marinated and tenderized with a chimichurri, that's my favorite thing.
With a chimichurri.
with a churro?
Chimichurri
Gotta
sauce.
have a
Chimichurri
chimichurri.
sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the chimichurri sauce. That's like the best steak for me. But it's
Isn't that
it's a little hard to do right.
Isn't that the Dick Van Dyke song? Chimichurri.
I don't know.
Chimichurri. Chimichurri.
Chitty
churro.
chitty bing bang. Oh, chim chim. That's right.
Yeah, I was
that's
doing
right.
Chim
Well,
Chimney,
Mary
but Chitty
Poppins.
Chitty Bang Bang would work as well.
I went over to my mom and dad's house, and they decided to just randomly assemble a giant treehouse type thing. So recently, they put up this zip line in their backyard. They're just very.
They're
weird,
like
but
in their
whatever. I'm
70s.
here
What is
for it.
going on?
I'm here
They're
for
Kevin's
it.
age.
They're in their 60s. And
Zip line?
yeah, they put up a zip line, right? And so I was riding it, and it was, it was fun, but it was a little risky. My dad, he kind of halfway did it. It was a little scary.
Jerry
But
rigged
anyway,
it.
he's now built a full-on treehouse type thing, just on a whim, on the tree where the zip line's attached. And I can climb a ladder and get really high up, and it is absolutely horrifying. It's a death trap among all death traps.
And your kids aren't
went
going to
down
go
it-
on it?
Oh no, I went down it like 30 times, and my kids were the only ones brave enough. I've made them adrenaline junkies with my theme park addiction. My brother's kids are like, nope. My sister's kids are like, nah. Me and my kids, even Tina, was like,
Reagan would do it.
my mom and dad did it too in their late 60s. They're going down the zip line, and the worst thing is, like, at the end, it just like stops. It hits this stopper, and you go like this on the swing. You like fly forward because you're not like strapped in. You're just
Well,
like,
how
on.
high in the air are you at that point?
At that point, you're probably only 4 feet up. You're not far, but it hurts because it's like it bashes you into the big like wire, and it goes into your junk. And I'm not gonna have kids anymore, but I don't think I was gonna anyways. I've got plenty of kids. But yeah, that was kind of fun. That was
We all agree.
Quirky Picker Chad asked about a Mother's Day tradition, so I'm hoping this becomes one. That was my point. Zip lining. That's gonna be my Mother's Day.
There will be
tradition.
far fewer mothers in the future.
Yeah.
Dave's line will be.
Yeah. Well, my dad. Yeah, I mean, we all went up there. So, what's your Mother's Day tradition?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't have a Mother's Day tradition.
Me either,
My
man.
mom's lived somewhere else I moved out when I was 16. And so I haven't lived near my folks till like 3 years ago.
Okay, so now that you live near them, though, do you have dinner with them? Do you have...
Yeah, we made dinner. My wife made dinner for him today, which
Okay.
I'll probably be in trouble for later because it's Mother's Day.
What
but
did she cook? Yeah, why didn't you do it?
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
Why didn't you
I
cook,
bought her
Kevin?
a dog.
I'm
The
gonna text
dog
her
was
Sorry.
the dog. I'm like, we're not getting a dog. We're not getting a dog. And then at one point, I started to cave a little. She said, "You don't have to do anything or get me anything on Mother's Day." I'm like, I hate doing that. So, all right, deal. So I got her a dog.
You got her a dog. What kind of dog?
Related to us, Dave.
Didn't you just
Name-
say you got another dog? Is this the third dog in as many months? I'm so confused.
No,
I thought
he
you
still
already
has
got
two.
a
He
replacement
still
dog.
has two. He always has two,
I have
but he's
3.
always getting a new dog.
But you
No.
had Wallen, and like 3 weeks ago you were talking about another
Yes.
dog, and I said you
He-
should name it Morgan.
Poncho.
He
He's
had
related to us.
Wallen,
He's
correct.
Cuban.
He did.
Okay, so Poncho, and now you've got a third
Yeah.
one. So
No. Sophie, Wallen, and Poncho. That's it.
were you talking about this new Mother's Day dog 3 weeks ago?
Yes, I bought it.
Okay.
She got it 3 weeks
Spoiler.
ago. So I got it so long ago, I forgot that I didn't have to get her a Mother's Day gift, and I was like, "Crap,
gotcha.
I didn't get it."
I feel like you got it so early that technically you still had to get a Mother's
Yeah.
Day gift. That was
Oh,
too
I
early.
didn't.
My Mother's Day's tradition typically is my mom letting me know which one of my brothers didn't call or message on Mother's Day. That's typically what it is.
Robert
which
didn't call me,
which,
Terry.
which one of my brothers
Please
screwed
Who am
up
I
this
cutting
year?
out of the
Guilt me
will?
for me.
And once you get that old, though, you could start to like threaten the will. It's like, you ain't getting in the will. You don't call me. And then guilt kind of kicks in. So I only have one brother, though.
Like it's always tricky to have your wife be a mom and your mom and try to satisfy them both, like with Mother's Day gifts. Kevin. I thought Carrie. It was low hanging fruit for Carrie.
Well, Virginia earlier. I was like, what? I wasn't gonna go.
I wasn't thinking incest like Kevin was immediately.
I was just saying because you don't want your wife to have to cook your mom dinner. I would never.
Well, she's got a mom too. See, we had her mom over and her mom and dad and my mom and dad, and so.
Do her parents live in Lynchburg?
I cooked the burgers. No, they live out farther in their sticks than we do. They live up in a little place called Huddleston. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I mean, I made a dish for. It was on top of it all, it's just so crazy because my mom decided that she wanted to throw a graduation party for my brother's daughter and my sister's daughter, who both graduated high school this year on Mother's Day. So it was about them, but it was about mom, and it was about the wives, and it was very confusing. It was a very confusing day. But I ate a lot, and that was the important part. Short ribs and burger and corn on the cob. I made an elote corn dip, Carrie.
There we go.
Appreciate that.
I love elote. I love it.
It was delicious. So, yeah, it was really fun. Had a
great day. Have you guys ever had sopes before?
I've had soap.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know.
Not when you were like swearing. Soap is like a thick, soft tostada, basically. Like a thick
never had a
masa.
tostada either.
You've never had a tostada? Dude,
I need to
definitely...
make AI Kitchen because I've never had one.
Such
it was much more of a wet... Yeah, exactly. As I say, we had tostadas all the time out there, and you don't even see them on menus here.
No, I looked. Anywhere. Actually, my nephew was asking. He said, "David, where can I get a tostada?" I was like, "I don't think anywhere." And he looked. It took him like 7 restaurants to find one Mexican restaurant that sold them.
There's one around here, and I don't know who has it.
So, and it was
does Del Taco still have them?
Yeah, Del Taco does.
Del Taco's coming to the beach, Virginia Beach area.
That's going to be exciting. You guys are going to be taking a lot of
I'm not
2-hour drives out there?
Yeah, 3.5, 4 hour drive. No way.
Picking and Punching left us a comment. He said, "We all know there's only one person in the entire world that would name a reselling site Bonanza. With that being said, will Kevin finally admit to owning Bonanza?"
Listen, they're the ones who sent me the cease and desist letter, and I railed against them. And you know what happened literally the next 2 days? $600 in sales. 2 days after that, I got another sale for $300. I made $900 in Bonanza sales, Kevin, which was good because eBay sucked.
Bonanza existing.
That's wild because it probably took them 3 to 4 days via like horse or something to even find out you did a video on it. So that's pretty awesome.
I sold a Harley Davidson seat for $300. I paid $100 for it, and I was nervous as crap.
That sounds like something an old person on Bonanza would buy. So that tracks. Like, has there ever been anything cool? Has there ever been a cool item that's sold on Bonanza?
That's kind of cool.
Awkward thing happened at a yard sale, and it ended up not being awkward. But let me bring it to light, anyways. So in Florida, especially, there is a lot of adult magazines at yard sales and flea markets. They're generally
Rod gets them all.
They're all the same thing. They're almost always Playboy, right? Which is like it's an adult magazine,
great articles,
but it's not like an
great
aggressively adult magazine. There's much more adult magazines in existence. Well, I went to a yard sale with Mama Picker yesterday.
Kevin's writing down Playboy, so he doesn't.
No,
Kevin's no, Playboy.
Listen,
find Playboys.
And I made a sale yesterday that I didn't see, so I got to write it on my storyboard.
We already know Kevin's got all his Playboys hidden in the woods behind his house or whatever.
Anyways, so what happened was I went to this yard sale, and my mom calls me over to a table. And it's this
and yells at you, "Buy this!"
And I mean, Carrie, you know my mom. What kind of toys are in this clear plastic bin that she's showing me?
Oh, they're going to be sex toys, right?
McDonald's.
Oh, Donald's. Oh, I thought we were still talking about.
No, but right next to McDonald's toys, there's a stack of extremely hardcore adult magazines, and like these are so hardcore. They're the ones like back in the '90s where they had to cover the front because they're just hardcore adult stuff happening on the cover. Like one of them, the title of the book was But Something. Okay, and so it was like aggressive.
But what?
Oh, yeah, aggressive.
But something, and then it was 11 because it was the 11th one.
Aggressive nudity. My mom is like literally pointing to it in my video, and she doesn't see it. And I'm like, okay, Mom, look, let's go over here. Let's go. And she's like, no, but David, look at these. I'm like, Mom, they're McDonald's. Let's keep going. She's like, but look at I was like, what about this? She's like, what about this one? I'm like, no, Mom, I don't want those. Can we just go? And I'm like, just trying to not let her see this. So I don't know. It was awkward.
Why? What, if she would have saw it, would she have yelled at the people?
Probably. There would have been some.
Why don't you put this away? There's kids out here.
It was it should not have been out. I do agree with that. It was aggressive. Yeah. But yeah, there was something there, and I was going to ask you guys about it. I didn't buy it because they were all melted, but there was a ton of like wax characters that looked like vintage from the 80s or 90s. I think it was like Midwest was the brand, but it was like wax skulls, wax animals, things like that. Are those worth anything?
I don't even know. I'd have to look
if they're
at
melted,
them.
no.
Like they were, but they were cool looking. They were very cool looking. They were from the 80s, 90s. And they were like actual like wax animals, wax skulls, wax like they would have been cool if they hadn't all been out in the hot Florida sun melting into each other. I was just curious.
It reminds me of two things. So the 100-mile yard sale, a guy had a wax skull sitting on his table, and it was getting hot. And I'm like, dude, this is melting over here. He picks this thing up. But I sold these. I bought a huge load of, I don't know what the brand is, but they're wax candles, and they were holiday shaped, really long ones. What are they called? What are the long ones called? I can't remember. Anyway, and I would ship them out in the summer, and people would be like, dude, this got here and it was melted. So in the post office process, it was melted. Yep. So you got to be careful.
I'm going to do a video on that. On how you need to put all your wax candles in the summer in an ice thing when you
in dry ice.
Dry ice. That's best practice. I'm going to be the Tech and Sports of shipping wax candles.
Only sell them in the winter. Take them off. Exactly. in the summer. That's funny. So we like it. Made a bonanza sale, y'all. Okay, another one.
Kevin.
Just saying.
Okay, I'm going to go right now. You know what? Let's just make this serious. Everyone go to your Bonanza account right now at home. Everyone go over to your Bonanza, and let's try to figure out why Kevin's getting literally every sale. Something's going on here. There's some sort of shenanigans.
Sorry, go to bonanza.com.
Let me see if I can
Alexa,
find...
Go to bonanza.com. Everyone's now at Bonanza.
We're going to help you.
First feedback. I want to see my old sales. Here we go. Harley seat, $299.75. I sold a canister vac thing for a Hyla vacuum cleaner for $83. That's with shipping. Remington Rand deluxe model typewriter, $130. These are big sales, $136.
It's been a while.
Listen, Michael Kors bag, $70 plus shipping.
It's been a while since I've been on Bonanza.com, but I feel like it's like stuck in the 90s. Is it up to date? Does it look like the people who drank all the Kool-Aid and were going to go on the Comet, their website? What was they called?
It won't even let me log in. I can't even get logged into Bonanza.com. When I try to Google, it's like, what?
Isn't it just Google?
My
like
gorgeous,
they sell the stuff.
Passionate perfume, $148.45 plus shipping.
I don't get it.
How do they pay you? Do they pay you in U.S. currency, or do they just use old Confederate bills?
PayPal. Oh, here we go. I think I figured it out. Let me see. I'll tell you. The only thing I can think is they closed my account. Welcome back to.
You've probably been kicked off Bonanza, dude. There's a video.
Your eBay account is not fully connected. Update your eBay connection to keep
your inventory
synced. Your eBay account. Okay. So hold on.
Maybe I should do it. It's 5 to 10 minutes from what I've heard.
My password is Sphincter.
Username. No commas,
Grant
no dashes.
Access to Bonanza. Guys, we're gonna fix it. By next week, I'm gonna have a Bonanza sale. Sync with eBay
I doubt
Store. Import is complete. All right, so maybe I'm gonna have it. Maybe I'm about to. What is this 1% discount? Most sellers save about 5 to 10% by selling a Bonanza. Discount your goods by 1%. Discount. You do it.
Here's why they do it: is because it'll show up in the search results and Google search results, and it's 1% cheaper.
Okay.
Then maybe Bonanza is the reason why eBay is doing this. We'll do the price match.
I'm going to sign up for Bonanza. Cheaper. Screw it. No, I got nothing to lose. I have no pride. I'll do
Bonanza should pay me. I should be on this payroll.
Yeah, you should be on. You should be on their board. Do you think their board's do you think they have their board meetings at a Golden Corral or something? Where do you think they do their
We'll see if I sell anything on Bonanza. I'm
the Golden Nugget.
I fixed it up.
What's the saloon and the Cartwrights always go to? I can't remember that. Dude, that's probably where it is.
I don't remember what saloon they went to in Bonanza, Kevin. Is that the Cartwrights, right? Or is it? Are we talking about Little House?
The Cartwright. No, that's Bonanza. But Dan got the same message I did. Dan and Demand, your buddy. You do podcasts without me.
Great guy.
And
which one were you, Kevin? Kevin, were you a Hatfield or a McCoy back in the day?
Well, I'm not going to get into that story. I got relatives in the old. Well, I'm not even going to say. You ever heard of the bald knobbers? In the Ozarks.
Tell us more.
See, I knew
Tell
I
us
should've
more.
said that.
No, the bald knobbers. I
Look
think
it
that was
up.
one of the
Bald knobbers
magazines
in the
that was in
Ozarks.
Dave's video.
I
the bald
bet
knobbers.
John. What's
I have to
John?
cut that out,
What's-
Carrie. I'm just saying that of my
John
really?
is,
my picker video. My picker video. Those magazines
Rad
are not
Relics.
gonna be in the video.
Rad Relics.
Yeah.
Rad Relics.
Well,
He lives in that area right there.
Really?
That's that. Anyway, yeah.
Well, okay.
But-
So Craig McLaughlin asked the question. He said, "What is the best item you found picking that you wound up not selling?" And he said, "My blankets inspired me."
Like
Last
to
week
keep,
I talked,
or
well,
like
yeah,
just
last
didn't
week
sell?
I talked about these minky blankets that are like super soft, like artisanal blankets, kind of like
You gave it to
bears.
your daughter.
Both my daughters have been sick all week. They both had the flu B, and so I ended up giving one each to the daughter, and they're like they love them so much. And these blankets cost like $199 and $150 if you buy them. And
Well,
so,
now that they have the flu in them, you could sell them real and just infect
my
the
girls
world.
are in love with these blankets. So that's what he said. That's what inspired his question, was me keeping these. I mean, I paid $30 for the two of them or something like that. So
How are you? Are you feeling okay? I know you were worried
I
about
feel
that.
fine. I somehow
go,
totally
dude.
avoided the flu in my house. I don't know how, but like they're on the mend, pretty much completely better.
I
feel
had-
fine.
yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Good.
Knock on wood.
I'm glad.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock
Yeah.
on wood.
Knock on wood. I have not been sick since I stopped teaching.
Well, you're a robot.
Not one time.
Exactly. It's the Zen. The Zen doesn't let you feel
Hey,
anything.
Kids are little
Speaking of-
disease machines, so I'm not surprised. When you're in public school, man, you get a lot of sick.
I
people.
got
Zone,
fed up
is that-
with Zen's price, and I'm like, I'm
Kevin,
going to try
you're gonna
this. thing here.
demonetize
You're doing
Really?
off-brand Zen. That's risky, dude.
Well, he does a
Yeah,
Cialis
well,
instead of the Viagra. It makes
Listen,
sense.
it's
Exactly.
expensive. It's expensive. You spend $5 on one of them things every couple of days. I mean, that's real money at the end of the
It's
month.
like
I
Soda.
guess you got to
Well,
ride
it's
the
the same
lightning.
way.
You got to ride the
Crazy.
lightning. You know.
Soda's the same way. It's super expensive. Okay, so do you have any
Ridiculous.
items like that, Kevin, that you've bought? That I know Carrie's got a Spider-Man right behind him. That's going to be his answer, right?
I can come up with something else.
Come up with something else. Yeah, come up with
Spider-Man.
something else. Something that you
Okay.
like.
I can't think of something right offhand, but I'm sure. Well, the wrestling stuff, dude. You guys, you got to watch my last video.
The
It's
picker video?
absolutely insane.
How's
I
it
got a
doing?
Gary V. I got a Gary
It's a
V.
two.
channel.
I didn't really. You got a 2. I don't know how to make thumbnails anymore. The one from today.
Yeah.
I need to just. I
It's a
need
2.
someone else to make my thumbnails. I can't.
Basically, this is Dave's nice way of saying my thumbnail sucked.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It's
Listen,
confusing.
that's an old faithful. What's up? What's
Just
confusing?
random dollar signs everywhere.
Yeah,
there's
'cause
no
that's
red
where
arrows.
those
I
items
can't
were.
work without red arrows.
Exactly. I was under the
thought about
impression
it.
that we were adding red arrows every year until we just had a
You should have
full
at least
thumbnail of red
4
arrows.
red arrows in this thumbnail.
There are things in that sale that I'm keeping some for myself. I'm keeping the 2 of the Hulk Hogan rookies. I'm keeping a couple of those things, and I'm going to give my brother some of those things as well, which I got raked over the coals for because I'm telling him, I'm like, I usually buy my brother vintage wrestling stuff for his birthday every year. I said, and Christmas, and then I
Is that
started
like-
showing comps. I'm
Is
like,
that like the story where like you play catch with Turner but you don't really? Is that just something you say for show, or do you really do that?
Dude, honestly,
I do that.
I think it's all pickers. I think all of us, like, there's this constant struggle of keep or sell, and there's. Do I keep it?
I don't keep much.
If it's something
I
you love,
keep very
if
little.
it's something
dude.
you love, I'm saying there's a struggle.
I
of
would
finding
sell this
something you
Spider-Man
Here's
in a
this-
second for about what I paid. Honestly, at this point. I don't even care. I don't even care. It's just stuff.
yeah, I'm the same. I'm kind of the same. There are a few items, and especially because I got this eBay cave that I want to do in the '80s style that I am keeping. But I'm usually I've been buying stuff from people on Dibdit, personal stuff over on Dibdit that I like, and I'm going to continue to do that. But I do give stuff to my brother every year. I do that. But if I wouldn't pay the price for what I could make for selling it, I'm going to sell it. What's the difference?
Well, that's that same motto of like, if you own a stock, every day you don't sell, it's like you bought again, right? Every day you own a Facebook stock at $200,
They give you a free stock every day.
If
What?
you
Well,
could
it-
make $50
That's
for
what
it
they
and you're
say.
not selling
Yeah.
it, then you're essentially spending
You're rebuying
$50
it every
for
time
it.
you don't sell it. So, Carrie, every day you don't sell Spider-Man, you're rebuying it for the same price you spent for it. Kind of.
I guess that's true.
Why haven't you sold? You tell me in Vegas you can't put that thing on Facebook
Dude, Tina
Marketplace
is
and
No,
sell
so
it.
good at Facebook Marketplace. I like.
Dude,
We don't
I
wanna do
literally
it.
have started sourcing for Facebook Marketplace because I just give it to Tina, and she'll sell it in a day. She's so good at selling on Facebook. You gotta.
I don't feel like we want to do. We don't want to
let her meet the people.
Yeah. Usually, yeah. No, they come to our house, Kevin. They come to our
Why
house.
would you do that?
Why not?
See, I don't want that.
You only live
once.
And then
I have
Kevin.
to. I live on the second story of an apartment. I got to lug that down every time somebody wants to look at it. It's got issues and stuff.
No, don't let somebody come look at it. You're gonna sell it. I'm just telling you.
I want cash up front, and you may or may not get the Spider-Man. We'll find out.
There you go. I love it.
I may be a prince. I may not. You're gonna find out. If you
we have a few new people living in our house. Every time they come to buy something on Facebook, they move in. I don't know what's happening. Just taking a page out of Kevin's book.
We have a sheriff's office not too far from here, and we live out in the middle of nowhere anyway. So people they're coming past that. I'm like, I'll just meet you down there, and I don't do that very much. Like maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
With an item, blow molds or something.
Okay, so whatever. I think I struggle with it because like we'll buy something that would be useful in our home, and I look online and I'm like, oh, this is worth too much for me to keep. So that's kind of what I meant when I have struggles as far as like whether to keep or sell. It's like, oh well, I kind of would like this, but I'd rather have that dollar amount, and that's the struggle I'm referring to.
You could have like 20 things that you're keeping, and like if you put one in there that you're keeping, you got to pull one out that you're selling.
Yeah. But a lot of times it's for my family, not me. Like it's something the kids wanted or things like these blankets.
How much of that, Dave, is you have so much to sell? You're like, it's easier just to give it to my kids.
That happens. That happens for sure.
I've had that. Sure, I buy stuff and I'm like, Turner, you want this?
Yeah.
I got like a pile of crap I got to sell. You want this? And he's like, yeah. And he takes it, and then 2 days later I grab it and sell it because he doesn't use it.
Well, I also have gotten to the point with like Callie where I don't try to give her like toys because I know she's gonna try to sell them. Like if I'm gonna give her something out of my death pile that I could have sold and she's gonna sell it a day later, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna sell it myself. It's fine.
I bought some stuff for Turner's stocking this year from Carrie on Dibdit. I bought some Otanis. And he sent me some extras, I think.
Can I tell you what happened? And this might make Kevin mad. I'm sorry. And if anyone else did this, can you comment down below and let Kevin know? I got the Commonwealth Picker ornament. I asked him for a free one. He didn't send me one, so I bought one. Okay.
Why is it? Oh, you're going to tell me that it's
okay.
Yeah, you're going to make me mad.
I opened it up. Glitter everywhere, which should be illegal.
Really?
Glitter should be illegal. And like I'm talking so much glitter, it took me like 25 minutes. I literally still see it on my desk, and I spent 20 minutes cleaning my desk. I threw it out. I'm sorry. It was so much glitter. It's in the trash. It's gone forever, Kevin.
Wow.
You need to lower the glitter quantity next year significantly.
Kevin was so upset you could see his facial expression through the Botox.
He didn't give it
through the Botox.
I wouldn't have thrown it away if it was free, but I paid for it, which means I have the right to toss it if it's going to glitter my life.
Hey, it had so much glitter. Oh man.
Maybe there was a bad one in there. I got to get a refund from that.
So much glitter on mine.
Did it break?
No, it wasn't broken.
The glitter was inside of it. No, it wasn't on the outside of it.
There was glitter on the outside of it? On mine, it was.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be on the inside of it.
Maybe there was something wrong with it then. Yeah, that's weird.
It must have broke.
Yeah.
The glitter's on the inside of the ornament. I'm wondering if the pop came off.
Maybe the top came off in shipping, and then it came. But it looked like it was not broken, and there's just glitter.
So it was more of a shoddy shipping job than it was like a faulty
glitter
product.
Right there on the stinking mouse pad. It's everywhere.
I blame Bubba's girlfriend, who, by the way, graduated. Happy graduation, Bubba's
congratulations, Bubba's girlfriend.
Wow.
I hit my mic.
Way to sandwich
19.
in. Wait,
she got engaged.
That's pro. You say something terrible, and then you immediately followed up with something nice. That's called the sandwich method. You say, what is that? You say one nice thing, a horrible thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys do that with me all the time. Like, Carrie, we really appreciate you. You're screwing everything up. You're bringing us down, and we love you to death.
But you're so nice.
Yeah, all the time.
And you gave me extra cards for Turner. So
Craig also said, what is the one item, if you could magically get free shipping all the time on when you sell it, what is the one item you would choose to always get free shipping on? Meaning that all the money you'd normally spend on shipping that type of item would now be profit.
And for Dave, it'd probably be golf clubs, right?
I almost thought golf clubs, but they're only $10 to $12. So for me, it'd probably be AV receivers. Like AV, VHS, anything like VHS.
VHS is bad, dude.
It's
still
not
bad. You know what's bad?
Often can be 20 plus, more than 12,
I shipped
steel rebar for me. I would say steel rebar. Every time I ship that, if I could just pocket it all.
Are you shipping a lot of steel rebar?
We do a lot of rebar out here because there's construction going on, and they just leave it at the site, and we just pick it up.
Okay, makes sense.
I shipped an antenna that was like, it was this massive antenna. It was like 70 some inches long, and it cost $19 to ship.
That's what she said.
70 some inches long. I wish. That's what she said.
Shipping, honestly, centimeters long. Shipping has been confusing me lately because,
I don't think
like,
you wish that, to be honest.
I will have. I mean, I think at this point, and Kevin, you mentioned this. I think dimensional shipping. This is like an obvious thing. Is becoming
more
so
important
important
than weight.
now. So important. Now.
More important than weight.
Yeah.
It has been for a while.
It's like crazy because I had this 18-pounder. So something's selling for $80, free shipping. Constantly, people are buying this thing, and I buy one at the flea market for $10. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do free shipping. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the price and then do calculated, and it's 18 pounds. And so I was like, okay, so that's probably gonna be $25.
How big is it?
It's Kevin, maybe that's the hard question.
Well, because it matters.
Oh, yeah. It's heavy. It's
Hey, I
heavy,
gotta
and
show you
that's my
something
hand.
too, by the way,
This
while
is
you're
it
doing that.
here. This is it right here in my hand. 18
wow.
pounds.
It's a box.
18
Yeah.
pounds.
Dude,
Dude,
it's not going to cost
it was
that much.
$11 to ship,
Yeah,
and I
not gonna cost that
discounted
much.
it $30.
Yeah.
So I could have totally sold this for $20 more if I had known.
Yes.
If I had Kevin's shipping megamind, which I don't.
Exactly.
It's not mega mind, dude.
Some sort of
Size
noise
is
dampening
important.
Stuff. That's what she said.
Size is important. It's more important.
Well,
it's more
girth
important
is
than
better
weight.
than length.
Yeah. It's really just how you use it. It's more about just how
we talking about
enthusiastic you are.
shipping?
Yes,
It's
Carrie's
talking
like
about
a tuna
enthusiasm.
can.
I said this in a video. I don't know if this video's come out. Oh, it hasn't come out yet. I'm glad you're talking about this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I did a
just
video about this topic.
all
man.
with
Talking
no
about it.
depth. Yeah.
You should watch my upcoming shipping video. It's going to come out on Thursday next week, maybe Saturday.
Why on earth would we do that? That's
It's
for
the
people
shipping
that
video.
are stuck. That's for people that are stuck with the TV on at the
But
old people's
Dave
house.
just cost himself some money.
Oh,
Look,
I did.
I'm telling you. And obviously, if I went to California, it'd be more. But I'm telling you, with ground advantage and the cubic shipping, size is way more important.
It
than
went to
weight,
WA.
period.
Isn't that Washington State?
Really?
That's
$11
$11
ground advantage.
18
Or
pounds.
UPS.
Yeah,
It will
ground
get there
advantage.
in 6 weeks, though.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. It might have been. I'll tell you before the show ends. I don't know. It
I'm
just blew my
surprised
mind.
if it wasn't UPS.
It might be
surprised.
UPS.
But maybe ground advantage. It could be because size with the cubic shipping, it could very well be.
That
but
is
I would
ground
think-
advantage 1169 to Lacey, Washington.
Listen,
18
I've shipped
pounds.
VCRs for $8. VCRs. Now, if they're going farther, and I package them tight, everybody talks about 2 inches on every side. Dude, no, you don't need to put
Kevin
2
puts
inches
it in
on
the
every side of
polymail,
a
baby.
freaking VCR. No, but you don't need to put. What you need to
He puts one packing.
1
pad
inch is
in the
fine.
slot. It should be
Listen,
good.
if it's the sides of the VCR, you could do less than an inch, and you just jam like
That's
two
less than an inch,
pieces of cardboard in there on each side, and it's so tight it's not going to matter.
Less than an inch is enough. It's so tight it doesn't matter.
It's
Got it.
Listen, Tim is a genius with this stuff. Tim can ship glass
Serving it up on a
in
platter.
where
he is. He's the king at a less. If it's less than an inch, I talk to Tim. It's
I
a
don't even know
medical
what
thing.
I'm
At that
talking
point,
about.
it's medical. If it's less than an inch, at that point, it's a medical issue,
tight it doesn't
and you should get on disability or
10
something.
people just unsubscribed
Disability.
at this point.
Really, at
Can
this
you
point,
blame
they're
them?
this far in, and this episode, they're like, "Yeah, that was
140.
the line."
Craig
That was the
McLaughlin.
line. We're talking
Craig
about
McLaughlin
shipping.
Wants to know your
We're
favorite
talking about shipping.
all-time favorite athlete other than Blake Bortles, which is not fair, Craig. It's not fair at all.
It's Blake Bortles a second time.
It's Blake
Does
Bortles
Blake
Jr.'s
Does
dad.
Blake Bortles have a son or a father? It's him.
like Bortles Jr.
Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues is my favorite because he was short and he made me
'Cause you're
feel
same
good
height.
about my height. Yeah.
You're taller than Muggsy.
What
too.
about you, Carrie?
Oh gosh, I have so many random.
Can I
ones.
guess? Not Paul Correa.
No, not Paul Correa. That's a good guess, though. I guess. Are we talking? Hockey was a brave choice too. You just went for random hockey players from the 90s.
Gretzky was the man. I mean, he was mine for.
Are we talking about hockey?
obviously.
Okay.
No, I'm just whatever. Nolan
You
Ryan.
know who
for
I
me.
like? I do. I watched a lot of Kings games when I was a kid in the early 90s with my brothers, and You know who my favorite player was? Probably it was
For the Kings,
probably
Luke Robitaille.
Robitaille or Kelly Rudy. I remember really well.
Kelly
the
Rudy's on
goalie.
duty.
Kelly Rudy,
That's
and then
right.
He
also
said duty.
Rob
Thomas
Blake.
Sandstrom. Rob
Yeah,
Blake.
they had a great team back then. Didn't win
Reselling.
anything.
Zhidnik.
What about
Reselling.
baseball? Who's your favorite baseball?
Were you the one
player
that
of all
asked the
time?
question?
No, I
Dave?
was
Mine's
just.
Nolan Ryan.
Oh yeah, Nolan Ryan. I like.
I
Sammy
also was
Sosa,
obsessed with
personally.
Lenny Dykstra when I didn't know better.
I prefer Sammy Sosa to Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Baseball
Sammy
been very,
Sosa.
very good to me.
He's been very good to him.
Yeah.
So this shipping video is the shipping video to end all shipping videos. You just watch it and you'll
gosh.
never have to watch another one.
But here's the problem with it. Like, we'd have to watch it. That's the issue. That's the main thing. Is there a way you could just tell me what you talk about? Like, really quickly?
I talk about all things shipping. I go over every scenario, and that's,
All right.
that's it.
It's good
And
to me.
everybody
I think
will agree, and we will never
need to
have
watch
to have
the video
shipping
now.
debates anymore.
Okay,
It's just decided.
Big
Is this just a
collectibles.
ploy to sell your stupid table
Shipping
plan or
No,
whatever?
but let me tell you, the eBay sales were down, but shipping table sales were up this week, so I made some money.
You know those. You know those.
ComeOutPicker.com.
Do you know those tables, Kevin, with the drawers that we all use in our sheds, like the ones from I think they're Sam's Club or Costco, the
We
metal
stole
ones
that
on
from
the bottom.
Lonnie, by the way.
Right.
He's the first one to
So
do it.
those people are now using those as islands in their kitchen.
Really?
Kind of a good idea, right? You hold all
Yeah.
your silverware and stuff like. So if
Yeah.
they don't have an island, they just buy two of those, put them up against
Mhm.
each other, and that's their kitchen island. I think that's a cool idea. That's kind of
Yeah.
neat. I like that. Little life hack for you.
I thought about getting two in there, but I ended up just getting one and building in that cabinet. I'm glad I did. So, hey, speaking of, check this out, y'all. Should I put this over on Dibbed It?
Oh,
Look at this.
that's a nice bag.
Look at that.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Gosh. So it's like a trash.
looks like
trash
a garbage
IKEA
bag,
he's
too.
Holding up right now.
It looks like a garbage bag, too.
I like
which is
that,
nice.
Kev. Are you
Yeah.
gonna send me one? Or am I gonna have
No.
to buy it and you're gonna cover it in glitter?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
if he
it was
has
a troll.
another-
Kevin's like, get all the glitter you can, Heather. Just dump it in there.
No, Kevin. It was Saturday night, and Kevin was,
He was at the glitter
working one of his
factory,
shifts, and
yeah.
he just poured some extra glitter in.
Did you buy more than one, or that's just a sample?
Oh, yeah, about 50.
All right. Well, you better send me one.
They were expensive because there's not like a print on these. These won't come off. This is like, it's in
Alright,
the bag,
so,
right? It's
Why don't you give one away to one of your followers on Dibdit? Someone who follows you on Dibdit.
That's what I just said. Oh, shut up. You're just bringing this up to rub it in.
Well, what-
Dave has more
how are you gonna
followers
give it
on-
away,
Y'all
then?
go follow me. All right, y'all. If I get over Dave and followers on Dibdit, I will give 2 of those away.
There you go.
And I'll give one to Dave and Carrie.
And if you just
How
want
many
to see
followers-
Kevin lose, just follow me, guys.
I haven't even
enjoyed
checked.
you.
Actually, I have checked. I got maybe like 12.
I have
don't know.
241 followers on Dibdit, guys. Yeah.
It's because you gave away 50
Follow me
bucks.
I did
on
not.
Dibdit for free.
Ivan did.
You didn't give away 50 bucks for me.
I did a $1 blaster box
Yeah,
that Ivan paid for.
Yeah, but you didn't do
Ivan's
it for
paying
followers.
for me and Carrie,
You did
not
it for
me.
offers.
I did it I just did it because I cared. I don't even care about followers like you do.
No, I can't.
I'm just happy to be here.
Carrie
at this
doesn't
point.
care about fight. Carrie has more followers than me and Dave combined.
Yeah, I don't need.
I don't think that's.
That's
true.
how you
That's
know
a-
you've made it. I don't care about those kind of esoteric things anymore. I'm at a different level.
He's mostly focused on his Emmy.
I'm trying. Exactly. I'm trying to transcend. At this point, I don't even care about reselling. I'm trying to transcend consciousness at this point, if possible.
Carrie just wants
I
to
wanna
get into the
a-
next Met Gala. That's the trend,
exactly.
yeah.
But I don't want to pay $75,000. I'd like to just get in free.
Kevin, you do understand that you've just now created. Who's that wrestler that you're using the image of and selling?
Nobody.
Rowdy
Nobody.
Piper, and he's in the form
This
of an
is not a
anal
wrestler.
insertion
This
device.
is a hillbilly enema man.
Uh,
That's what this
a
is.
hillbilly anal insertion device.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's all-
Yeah.
there's
So
only
this
two
is
left.
very.
You're besmirching
Very
the names of hillbillies.
I feel like you're ripping off Deliverance. Is what I feel like you're doing with
Were you
that.
like a piggy?
Oh my gosh! Have you watched Brewster's Millions yet? Dave?
No, I can't.
Yeah,
because
dude.
I don't know how to have time. I don't know how to have free time.
You just
yet.
put it on. It's
Have you ever thought
amazing.
about
They play it at
doing a
Disney?
video? Dave, have you ever
They
thought
should have a
about doing
Brewster's
a-
Millions ride. I'd go on that. I get to
Have
play
you-
with the Cubs. That'd be awesome.
Okay, what, Kevin?
Yeah, through Wrigley. Have you ever thought about doing like a video like, I have to spend $100 at the first yard sale. What would I buy?
No. I don't
Like
know.
if you're saying I'm going to spend $100 at this yard sale, and you have to,
There's a lot of garbage yard sales in Florida, bro.
I know that's a big risk.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think it would work from the car.
There's sales like on Friday. I went to a sale. Everything was a quarter or 50 cents. It would have taken me forever. That's when I got a Scotty Cameron putter. It was like there was 3 expensive items there. There was a Scotty Cameron putter for $8 that sells for like $130. There was a nice like lamp, like an old like Victorian style lamp that sells for like $50 to $60. That was $10. And then there was this tool which is like some sort of vacuum pressure tester for $10 that sells for $80. I bought all 3 of those. Everything else I bought was a quarter or 50 cents. And so like I don't know if I could have bought the whole sale for $100.
You should do a thumbnail like mine.
Just dollars.
Like 150, 180, 100, whatever. Yeah.
I'm just.
That's an old school thumbnail.
How many Scotty Camerons have you
That's
found?
an old school thumbnail. Me?
Yeah.
1.
I'm at 2 now. I'm winning.
1.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, you're gonna trust me. I want to
get. I want to get 10
in
That's
Florida.
My goal. 10
dude,
Scotty Camerons.
People around here never heard it. Like they're using like Arnold Palmer putters from the 50s, man, 60s. Just
wooden handles.
They're using a really well whittled piece of wood.
This guy, they got the hickory shaft when they're going out there.
Biggs has a good question that I struggle with personally because, like, I'm on the fence with this. I don't do this, but sometimes I do this. He says,
"Who has it? Whose question?"
Biggs Collectibles.
Y'all, what were we talking about? A hickory shaft?
Don't follow me, or Dave.
What about a hickory shaft?
It's splinters. Not good.
Okay. Biggs Collectible said, I see more and more YouTube resellers, and I'm not sure who he's talking about here, talking about how they list their best stuff on eBay and sell lower priced items on Whatnot. Do you think this hurts attendance of their shows, or do you think people come for entertainment?
Well, I've talked about this because my goal is to up both. I want to be selling the stuff I typically sell on Whatnot, but I want to be throwing in stuff that's got value. That I'm taking a little bit less on because it attracts more folks to the show. But yes, I think if
that's literally your strategy as Biggs just described it, and you're doing that, and you're talking about that, then yes, that would hurt your Whatnot attendance 100%. I don't think that's what any.
I think that is doing. I think that's always. I think that's always a temptation because we have to admit that there's a time where you're looking at an item and you want to protect yourself on the value, and you wonder whether you should risk it through Whatnot. It's happened to me, but I found the more often that I risk it, I do get hurt sometimes on it, but sometimes I do really well on stuff, putting it through Whatnot.
You're right. I'm telling you, we saw it on Gibbet the other day. We saw it with FleaCon. When he brought good items, he made big sales, and people bring crappy items, they don't get any money for it. I mean, it's
okay. So I guess what I mean when I say we don't do it here, I'm saying we do not exclusively do that. We do not always say, everything under a certain dollar amount goes. Anything under $10 is Whatnot. That's not the way. I don't think any of us operate that way.
You've said that 100 times, Dave.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like never put anything above $10 on Whatnot.
Oh yeah.
It's not like anything. Okay, so with me,
dude, I've sold $100 t-shirts.
What I've been trying to do with my eBay store is 15 plus, and so what I'll do with a bunch of things that are worth less than 15 is I've been doing a lot of bundles. So if you go on my Whatnot, I'll have like $7 items, right? And I sell them in big lots. So yes, it is lower value items, but when you're getting 7 of them for $2, you're going to end up getting $35 if you sell things for under $15. There's also on your eBay store. So it's not like I'm running individual $3 to $4 items on my auctions all the time. I'm bundling that stuff up.
Listen, when I sold the Glass Live the other day, there were $100 pieces in there, and they were going for good money, right? I sold T-shirts. I remember the first time Tim came down here and those guys came down here and we ran Whatnot like forever ago, because before I really did Whatnot, there were multiple $100 T-shirts in that thing, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, it's a cool item. It will sell. Yeah. It will sell."
And it's also a sliding scale, like Carrie does with his cards, right? It's a sliding scale where if I'm selling plush on Whatnot, my number's really like 40 plus goes on eBay. Anything below 40 I put on because I can do good with plush on Whatnot. Like I know I can sell high value plush for good money on Whatnot, and so I will.
I mean, I've had some ability to put some like high end stuff through Whatnot with deals and stuff that I've done with Whatnot. I put like a $500 eBay card on that I did in a box that they paid for, and I opened for some sort of show I was doing for Whatnot, and the card went for like $430.
Yeah,
so it wasn't that far off from full eBay price, which I may or may not have got anyway.
And Dave knows this probably better than anybody. There are certain items on whatnot that will do. I mean, and it's complicated because there's an audience. You got to have the audience, but there are certain items that I look at and I'm like, I would not sell this on eBay, but I will sell this on whatnot. It might be a $15 item on eBay, but I know it's a $20 item on whatnot.
There's also a speed thing, right? So with my plush, if I look at a plush, I'm like, this is like a $50 plush, but it's going to take a year to sell on eBay. I might put that $50 plush on whatnot and hope to get 25 to 30 that same day. And so I think that's the other part, is just the speed of it will make me be a little bit more.
And the beautiful thing about plushes is there's very rarely any place that you're going to be paying more than $10 for a plush, because you're buying at a thrift store who's not. Bears. Yeah, unless you're like at some art. Yeah, you're at like a flea market and they're artisanal.
But I still consider selling them on whatnot. Like I still think that there's maybe a space for me to do
because of high the value slow sell-through rate.
Right, high value plush auction. I have a lot of high. I mean, I probably have a few $1,000s worth of plush right here. I am constantly tempted because the room they take up, they sell. They're slow movers. All these plushers, so they sell, but they're not fast. They take up a lot of space, and I'm always tempted to just do high value plush auctions. Start them at maybe $5, just so I don't totally like get depressed about it, and then just see how they go, because there's a lot of good money to be made if you're willing to sit on these things. And if I just do nothing, if I just leave them here, they're gonna sell. It's just gonna take a few years.
If I have my little plush thing back there, and if it's full, it doesn't matter if it's $15, $20 plush that's going on there.
Yeah.
But I would never, ever in a million years. You could sell a $100 vacuum cleaner part, and you're going to get $5 for it on whatnot.
Yeah.
Right? It's a different buyer. The buyer is experiential, and they want those. Some of them want to just take part in it, and they want to pay for the $3, $4 item, and you just got to hit all markets in there. It's a great question, though. Don't get me wrong, Biggs. I think
it's Whatnot's so. Yeah, Whatnot's crazy, though, because it is the only place that if you put a good item up, the sell-through rate is going to be 100% every time. You never have to worry about, is this a high sell-through, low sell-through?
As long as you have one person with half a brain in the auction, you're going to sell that thing.
Exactly. I mean, like, you may sell
$100 item for $2. It's going to
sell. Obviously, that there's a lot of nuance in that. You might sell a $100 item for $4, yes. But you will move it, and there's a lot of power in that, especially if you know how to market it, especially if you can explain what it is, and they know what it is.
Sells really well over on Whatnot.
That's a reference to me selling
That's what I've heard.
like $150 worth of Bakelite for $28.
That reminds me. I put it up. I had my Mahjong set here. So Dave, I bought this Mahjong. I saw it and I'm like, Dave would buy this. And I bought it, and it's bamboo underneath. And
I found one of those, and that's oh gosh, what is it?
I opened this thing
bone,
up.
I think maybe.
Yeah, bone. One said bone, one said something else, and then of course there's all the other stuff that are on there. But either way, I bought this, but they threw in these racks that were in a separate case, separate container. No, they weren't Bakelite racks. Oh,
really?
But they were awesome, and I found an exact comp that sold for $179.
What were they made
plus shipping. I don't know. I don't even know where they're at, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I listed them. Yeah, not
always.
These things. But I listed, and then an auction sold for $150.
Wow.
I'm like, daggone. And that was the throw-in, because I knew this set wasn't, wasn't Bakelite, it wasn't whatever, but it was nice, and it was in new condition, but super old. And I don't know what it was, but
can I violently change the topic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just dead. Do you guys know baseball mitts very well?
Yeah.
So I bought a couple yesterday. Yeah, Hakuna Matata, whatever. I don't know what the heck they're talking.
What a wonderful phrase.
But I bought this yesterday for $5, vintage. It's a Wilson the A2000 X-Low, and it was broke.
Oh, yeah, that's a good glove.
It had broken.
That's an outfitter's glove.
Outfielder's
glove.
What kind of webbing does it have?
It has this kind of webbing, and it's broken. It's broken like this, and I sold it
$50 glove.
Dude, sold it broken for $50.
That's an easy fix right there.
That's probably what they're thinking. It's like $150, $200 glove in better condition, I'd imagine.
And what did you sell?
I was surprised. $50. Yeah, in one day I found that.
Have a lot of great stuff. Best. Like if you got a Wilson golf club, you don't have anything. But if you got a Wilson baseball glove, there's high end and low end. It could
what
be
makes
totally
that special?
And totally good.
You know this.
Okay.
What would make that special?
It's hard to describe, but that one right there is an infielder's glove. I'm 99% certain, just because of the webbing. A lot of times the outfielder's glove have that XH webbing in it too. But if you have the webbing that people don't like anymore, is the webbing that's braided. that's like this. It's like full.
Yeah.
Because they get soft and you can't get the ball out of it quick enough to turn a double play. So infielders love those gloves. Rawlings Gold gloves used to be premium. Now there's a lot of really low end Rawlings and really high end Rawlings. It's not like golf clubs, Dave, where it's like, well, I guess that's true. But I mean, if you're going to find a ping set of clubs, they're going to sell.
Right.
They're all good, right? But if you find a Rawlings glove, it could be crap or it could be $300. Nakona is the one that always sells. Always sells.
Nakona with an N?
Yeah, with an N. Okay. It's I think it's Australian leather, I believe.
I'm looking it up. Is it like Nikon with an A? Yeah, it's
kangaroo leather.
Interesting. I don't even see it on eBay when I look for Nakona. All I see is
that's how good it is.
Wilson.
It's 1,000% sell-through.
Oh, it's Nakona. N-O-K-O-N. Okay, I see it. Yeah. I've never seen those in the wild. Interesting. They have like
find them very Southern California. You see them all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Goodwill Industries has one for sale for $80. It's a piece of crap though. It's in horrible condition. Okay. So, oh man, we're running out of time. Do you have a sale of the week? Do you have something?
Yeah, sure.
Worth bragging about?
Bonanza. I already gave them to you. Bonanza has the sales of the week.
Bananas.
Crazy.
Bananas.
I sell. In my terrible sales days, last few days, there were some gems in there.
My best was, I think, just like a Fenton Rooster for $85. That was probably my best.
Oh, fake Fenton. Don tells me Dave sells fake Fenton. I think it was Don that said that.
No. That was on. I think that was to me in one of my videos about one of my friends. So that was like about you. I thought it was you selling the fake Fenton, or Tim. Yeah. Who do they?
I thought they might be referring to Tim, but Tim doesn't do that. So
yeah.
Hey, I sold a Scotty Cameron putter cover for $38.
Wow, put that in your pipe and smoke it, Kevin.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, I sold one of those New Era hats that got me the cease and desist letter on Bonanza. Sold on eBay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you leave them on eBay, or do you think you're gonna get a Vero if you leave them on eBay?
No, I think I don't repeat this out there because I don't know this for fact. I think eBay fights back. They don't always fight back like we want them to, but they fight back against
some of that low hanging fruit stuff. Yeah, where it's like
really
they want people to be able to sell hats on their platform, and New Era is like one of the best brands, so I could see why.
I bought a Mars. Is it Mars? MARES. This is a dry suit, like a wetsuit dry suit. It sold for $195 plus shipping.
That's not bad.
So another one of Mike's calculators.
We sold 135 Happy Meal toys for $85.
What did you sell for $85?
135. It was from those boxes we bought at like $10 a box that were just chock full.
In Florida?
And no, this was here. We found that here in Vegas.
You shipped McDonald's stuff back here?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
We would have left that with Dave, like the Octonauts that he's
been banking on. Look at this. You know what this is?
Yes, I sold one of those about 2 months ago.
What did you sell? It's an auto harp. What did you sell it for, Kevin?
Yeah. I really 110, 120.
Dude, I want to play that.
Yours must have been nicer. Mine isn't in great condition. Mine's pretty worn and beat up. I sold it for $70. Do you know where I sold it for $70?
Not Bonanza.
Whatnot? Buy it now.
Really?
Oh, wow.
How random is that?
That is random.
Whatnot? Buy it now of an auto harp. That was a shocker to me when I saw that. I was like, all right, that makes sense. Why not?
How long till you get kicked off of Whatnot for trying to sell knives?
Oh my gosh, Kev, you saw I had a whole nother banning of Mercari this week, right? I got kicked off Mercari again. Another #1 video. Thank you, Mercari.
Mercari's paying your bills, man.
They're really helping me out. For the same thing. For the knives I listed that same day. They just rebanned me. The theory is that they rebanned me because I deactivated the listings and I was supposed to delete them. And somehow their bot picked up on it as deactivated and not deleted, but just randomly the next day, unbanned again. So, all right, whatever. I have so many people in my comments telling me they got banned and never got it back. I'm like, blessed.
Why does Mercari do this? What is it about Mercari that you can't sell it? I mean, how stupid! You can sell steak knives.
Yeah, they literally say you can sell steak knives, but not like just a pocket knife, because it can be used as a weapon. I'm like, you can use a steak knife as a weapon.
You could use a lot of stuff as a weapon.
Yeah, tuna can.
It's just the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could.
Well, I don't understand.
Well, the sharp edges when you take off the lid.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's true.
Those lids are scary sometimes.
So, Is a
Don't eat 'em.
Japanese company? Is it still owned by a Japanese? Didn't they sell and then sell back? Like,
Are we back
I can't
talking
remember.
about
Or was it
Nakona?
Posh? No.
We're talking about
Talking
Mercari came from Japan. That's when it started, like in
Really?
2010 or something.
And
Yeah,
it
it's from
still
Japan.
is owned
Dude.
by
Yeah,
them. And Posh
I thought it was still
Shinichiro
Japanese.
Yamada. Shinichiro Yamada. Huh. Interesting, yeah. 2013.
That's not me, by the way.
It's
not
owned
my
by Kevin, the Commonwealth
Japanese
picker.
brother.
Oh, he
All right,
owns
and
Bonanza.
Poshmark is owned South Korean internet giant. No, that's not right. Yeah,
know.
South
Wow.
Korea. So you got the Tiger Nations in there now.
Okay, so do you have you have like one job, Kevin, on the show. It's to pull comments of the week. Do you have one of those?
Failed, but I can do it really quickly.
No, we don't need it.
Maybe.
We got enough show.
Well, we'd like it.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you watch the secret episodes. Bye bye.